Ange. You touched on it at the end of the first section there, but I think everyone's expecting a great game tomorrow, like one for the neutrals, two teams attacking, playing the right way. Just wondered kind of how much you personally are relishing that challenge and the occasion.
Yeah, look, you can't script it. You know, it's probably going to end up being 0-0 and fairly dull and boring. But I do. I loved the 3-3 at their place. You know, it was a cracking game. You know, aside from you take away yourself from it, and we were lucky to be in it at half time. We should have been well out of it. You know, they missed some unbelievable chances, but we hung in there, and then we got on top and. We might have even snuck a win at the end of it, but there were so many sort of storylines within the game. I love that, you know, and that's what I love about football. And that's what you kind of want. You obviously want to win because that makes you feel better about what's happened. But yeah, you know, you're playing against, like I said, arguably the best side in the world, and you know, we feel like we can have a crack at them, and we will, and see what the outcome is.
And Sonny's obviously away. You've spoken before about how he kind of transcends groups in the squad. I sort of wondered, do you feel he's absent from the group when he's physically not around the place? Has that been something the last couple of years?
Yeah, look, there's definitely a void there, but again, with all these things, there's always opportunities, and you know, that's where Romero's really stepped up the last sort of. You just feel it around the place, you know. He knows that Sonny's not here, and he knows what Sonny does on a day. Sonny gets around every person in the building and says, you know, how you going? And Christian's doing that now. I can see that, you know. Training, he's a lot more vocal than he was in the past. So that's the beauty of it, you know, where there is a void because you're missing, you know, one of your leader. For me, just sitting outside, then you're kind of waiting, okay, is anyone going to step up here because we're going to need someone to, or do I have to interject myself into it? But you know, like I said, you know, he stepped up, and there's been others within that. Vic in goals, you know, he stepped up, and you know, there's a real sort of good feeling amongst the group at the moment about where they're at. That they understand that. Like I said, because of what we've been through, okay, somebody's missing, man down, we just keep going, and somebody fills that void, and we keep going till they come back. And I think it's been good for the growth of this team. I think this year, for me, is about growth, you know, and you don't want to orchestrate these scenarios where we get challenged and we have players missing and everything, but the fact that we have gone through it, I just think it's accelerated our growth. If we had everything run smoothly, you'd be worrying, well, it's going to hit us at some stage, how we're going to react to it. So we could have flown through this first half of the year, and I'm sure all the questions to me would have been, well, you know, what happens when there's a hiccup, because a hiccup will come, and I wouldn't be able to answer that question. I'd bluff my way through it, but I wouldn't be able to really answer it. But I already know, you know, I've seen the resilience, and part of that is how we've dealt with those absences.
Is there sort of any part of you that thinks that big injury crisis was well timed then?
It depends on how we finish the season, mate. When you're going through it, no, you know, because, you know, we started the season so well, and you just wanted to keep going, and you could see the growth. But like I said, there's always a challenge, and if it wasn't the injuries, it would have been something else. I guarantee you, something else would have been in our path to trip us up, and we would have tripped up because we're still in the early stages of building a team. And it's when you trip up, what do? You know, do you get back up, or you kind of bemoan the fact that you've fallen down? So, you know, whatever those challenges are, and there'll be more ahead. You know, like I said, hopefully, knock on wood, we're over this injury crisis, but there'll be other challenges, trust me. And, you know, for me, the good thing is that we've handled the first one in a manner where I've seen the team grow, and that's got to be our objective with whatever comes ahead.
Can I just ask you one more about the challenge of facing someone like De Bruyne? How do you go about kind of stopping someone like that? Do you have to prepare for
No, look, he's an outstanding footballer. I mean, he's a brilliant footballer. You know, he's one of those guys you just love to watch. Apart from if you're playing against him, but you know, if you fall into the trap of thinking that's just the key to this Man City team, then that's where you trip up, because they've got quality all over the place where they can hurt you. And I've always felt, you know, fair to say in my coaching journey, whenever I've been to the big tournaments, I've gone in as, you know, the underdog. That I've always felt like the only chance we've got is doing things collectively. If we start to individualise things, then we've got no chance because, you know, and that's the beauty of football, you know. It's ultimately, it's not, you know, 1 against 1, it's 11 against 11, and if you can maintain that through the course of a game and minimise the influence of individuals as a collective, then you've got a better chance of success. But if we tried to stop Kevin and ignored Phil Foden or Bernard or don't make me name him, mate, I'll go through the whole team, then, you know, I think we fall into a trap.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.